A mayor of New York is looking into how to arrest a sitting foreign head of government the moment he lands for the United Nations General Assembly. Let that sit for a second. Because from Berlin, this is where American politics stops being predictable and starts being genuinely fascinating. In Europe, we like to think we invented the International Criminal Court and then quietly hoped no one would ever force us to enforce its warrants. The Americans never even signed up to it. And yet here is Zohran Mamdani, the new face of New York, telling the New York Times that Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu belongs in The Hague and that he is examining whether the city can act on the arrest warrant issued last November for alleged war crimes in Gaza. Here is the delicious irony. The United States rejects the very court whose warrant Mamdani wants to enforce. Washington has sanctioned that court's officials. And now a local politician wants to do what entire European governments have refused to do when Netanyahu visited their capitals. Germany, let us be honest, welcomed him and found reasons not to act. A New York mayor is talking about handcuffs. The outsider notices these things. Will it happen? No. A mayor has no authority over foreign heads of state. The federal government controls that entirely, and Netanyahu would arrive under the protection of the same Washington that shields him at the United Nations. But the gesture tells you where the political energy in America is moving, and that is worth watching. Meanwhile, the president was on a different stage. Donald Trump stood beside the head of world football and suggested the United States should simply host the next World Cup too in 2030. But without Mexico and Canada, he added, calling it very generous of him to have let the neighbors share the current tournament at all. There is one small problem. The 2030 World Cup is already awarded to Spain, Portugal, and Morocco. The United States is not in the running until 2038. From here, that is the whole method in one sentence: announce the impossible with total confidence and dare anyone to check the schedule. The checking the schedule problem repeats. Trump blamed Canada for wildfire smoke drifting over American cities and threatened to add the cost to existing tariffs. Smoke, apparently, is now a trade violation. He also confirmed the deaths of 2 more American soldiers in the Iran conflict, calling it a very sad thing, while his State Department told Americans worldwide to exercise heightened caution. And quietly, the most revealing item. Trump's own platform is reportedly weighing a subscription of up to $100,000 a month for faster delivery of his market-moving posts. His trust holds roughly 41% of the company. In Europe, we would call that a conflict of interest requiring an inquiry. In America, it is called a product. That is the picture. A mayor invoking a court his country rejects, a president rebooking a tournament that is already booked, and a market forming around one man's mood. That's the view from here. What does it look like where you are? Drop it in the comments and subscribe for the perspective American media won't give you.